Hey everybody, it's 4:20 p.m. here at the Howling Moon Studios in Northern California. I want to welcome you back for another Saturday stream. Last week worked out beyond Patrick's and my wildest dreams. We pre-recorded the first half hour, and then we had a half hour that was supposed to go from the Petaluma Music Festival. And, I recorded the thing and made it literally exactly 30 minutes and handed off to Patrick, which meant we had to start at, not 1 second before 4:50, but didn't want to be late. And so we wanted to get right at it. And somehow, he was able to make the crossover perfectly. And we hope you enjoyed it. Sure was fun. It's been really cool. I mean, last weekend was really great because we had Full Moon Alice first at the Hog Farm for the Days Between Festival with the headliner was Dark Star Orchestra, but we were there with the Grateful Bluegrass Boys, and it was such a beautiful thing to be back at the Hog Farm. Now, Wavy Gravy and Ja were not there because they've both been, they both are immune compromised, so it's just really important not to take a chance. But they'd been up for Camp Winter Rainbow a couple weeks earlier, and I talked to them the day before we played, and so I knew they were in great shape and really excited for the festival was happening. And, where they live up there in Laytonville, California, is really a magical place. And there used to be a festival there every year called the Picnic that the Flying Other Brothers played at the last year before it stopped. And, I don't know that they've had, I think they still have the Kate Wolf Festival there, but, we hadn't played there in a long time. It was just spiritually really great. It was, I think, for the benefit of the Rex Foundation, maybe Seva. And it was to celebrate the life of Jerry Garcia. And that's a good thing to celebrate. And we were delighted to be part of it. And, it was so much fun. We really had a great time. And then the next day was the Petaluma Music Festival, where Full Moon Alice played early in the afternoon, and then half the band headed back up to Laytonville to play with David Nelson back at Days Between. And I stayed behind with the T-Sisters. T-Sisters played on one stage, and I played with Chloe and Lebo right before they did their set. And so that worked out really, really well. And then on Tuesday, we played at the ballpark for Jerry Garcia night with the San Francisco Giants. We only played 2 songs on the dugout. Ordinarily we would also play at the party underneath the right field bleachers before the game. But the Giants haven't had any special events for really obvious reasons all season. And so it was just us on the dugout. But you know something? It didn't matter. It was so cool. It just never gets old to play at the ballpark. And here I am back doing this, and very excited to be here with you. And I hope you're ready for some music, because it sure is scary out there. Delta's a big deal, and it's hit a lot of our friends in the music business already. And we're just trying to keep everybody healthy so we can keep playing. Wake up, mama, turn your lamp down low. Wake up, mama, turn your lamp down low. You ain't got no love, turn Uncle John from your door. Well, I woke up this morning, had them Statesboro blues. Woke up this morning, Statesboro blues. Well, I looked over in the corner, and Uncle John had them too. Well, my mama died and left me, Papa died and left me. Ain't good looking, baby, someone sweet and kind. Well, I'm going to the country, but do you wanna go? Well, if you can make it, baby, I hope Lucille wanna go. Well, I love that woman better than any woman I've ever seen. I love that woman better than any woman I've ever seen. Well, she treats me like a king and I treat her like a doggone queen. Wake up, mama, turn your lamp down low. Wake up, mama, turn your lamp down low. Well, ain't got no love, turn Uncle John from your door. Well, you ain't got no love, turn Uncle John from your door. I just realized I don't have my foot pedal plugged in here, and I'm going to get it because I think it will make for a better show. It's right here. It'll only take a second. I knew a man, Bojo Jangles, and he danced for you. Worn out shoes, silver hair, ragged shirt, and baggy pants. The old soul shoes. He jumped so high, and as he jumped so high, he lightly touched down. Met him in a cell in New Orleans. I was down and out. He looked to be the eyes of age, but he spoke right out. He talked of life. Yes, as he talked of life, life slapped his leg a step. He said his name, Bojo Jangles, and he danced a lick across the cell. He grabbed a stance for a better stance, how he lumped so high. He clicked his heels, let go alive. Yes, as he let go alive, shook back his clothes all around. Mr. Bojo Jangles, Mr. Bojo Jangles, Mr. Bojo Jangles dance. Dance for those minstrel shows and county fairs throughout the South. Spoke with tears how for 15 years his dog and him traveled about. The dog up and died, the dog up and died. After 20 years he still grieves. Said now I dance at every chance in honky-tonk for drinks and tips. Most of the time I spend behind this county bars, 'cause I drinks a bit. He shook his head, and as he shook his head, I heard someone ask him, please, Mr. Bojo Jangles, Mr. Bojo Jangles, Mr. Bojo Jangles, dance. Knew a man, Bojo Jangles, and he danced for you. I want to do this next song because last night there was a nasty earthquake in Haiti. And Haiti's a country that has been mistreated by big powers for hundreds and hundreds of years. And it's still getting the short end of every stick. And I don't have any earthquake songs that I've written, but I do have a natural disaster song. So I'm going to play it for just because that's what's on my mind. Saw it come from 1,000 miles with every hour it grew. An epic storm marking time, crawl before it flew. We shattered me, you and me, telling stories naturally, making light of danger we both could see. When signs turned into warnings, I made my getaway. You stayed behind, fake and brave as blue skies turned to gray. And then the sky came crashing down, the oceans rose from underground. I was feeling safe but all alone, the last chopper out of Saigon. Was among the lucky ones who made it out that day. Hitched a ride on Noah's Ark, I never thought to stay. The city disappeared below, creeping dread began to grow for friends I left behind in my rush to go. When signs turned into warnings, I made my getaway. You stayed behind, fake and brave as blue skies turned to gray. And then the sky came crashing down, the oceans rose from underground. I was feeling safe but all alone on the last chopper out of Saigon. Will I get another chance to prove myself to you, to prove myself to you? Storm ripped through your city, homes and lives destroyed. Neighborhoods were blown away as if by an asteroid. I waited for some word from you, I held my breath till I turned blue. When the good news came, I smiled, finally knew when signs turn into warnings. Next time I will not run. We'll stay or go together. We'll face our fate has won. But when the skies come crashing down, the oceans rise from underground, we'll all be on, or no one's going on the last chopper out of Saigon. We'll all be on, or no one's going on the last chopper out of Saigon. The last chopper out of Saigon. While I was playing that, I realized that that song is a twofer because it also applies to our departure from Afghanistan, which is one of those things that the United States has done too much of, which is to say, gotten ourselves involved in something that we hadn't thought through, hadn't a plan for, a goal. And when it didn't work out, we didn't know how to stop. And, it would be bad enough that we spent $2 trillion on that with very little to show for it. But, if you think about the human toll, it's just staggering. Those poor people who worked for us while we were there, many of whom I think are going to get abandoned. And many of the, think about all the women there. It's going to be awful. And the problem here is you cannot, it doesn't matter how much military you have. If the people there don't want you to be there, it's not going to be successful. And I'm afraid that's how that's been, not just for us, but the Russians before us, the English before that. Afghanistan is a tough, tough place, and we might well have learned from the experience of others, but we didn't. And I feel really bad about that. So anyway, let's go to a lighthearted and positive note from there, because we're all together, and it's a lovely day here. On the Straighty Street in Brooklyn, not far from the bridge, two old friends play checkers, cold beer in the fridge. Neither is complaining, though they have their aches and pains. Old of soul but young at heart, they like to play with trains. Mrs. Smith and Mrs. Smith with grandkids in a pram. They've survived all kinds of shit, they no longer give a damn. Neither is complaining about anything at all. Old of soul but young at heart, I can hear them call. Light my bowl, fill my cup. I may grow old, but I won't grow up. Light my bowl, fill my cup. I may grow old, but I won't grow up. The farmers up near Willits grow the finest wheat. Every plant stands 10 feet tall, they all start out from seed. No one is complaining, the years have turned to gold. Old of soul but young at heart, they rocked before they rolled. light my bowl, fill my cup. I may grow old, but I won't grow up. Light my bowl, fill my cup. I may grow old, but I won't grow up. I won't grow up. No, I never grow up. You can grow up, I won't even try. I hope to grow old until the day I die. Well, I won't grow up. Well, I won't grow up. Light my bowl, fill my cup. I may grow old, but I won't grow up. Light my bowl, fill my cup. I may grow old, but I won't grow up. They used to tell me I was building a dream, and so I followed the mob. When there was at the plow arms to bear, I was always there on the job. They used to tell me I was building a dream, peace and glory ahead. So why am I standing in line, waiting for bread? Oh, once I built a railroad, I made it run, I made it race against time. Built a railroad, now it's done, brother, can you spare a dime? Oh, once I built a tower up to the sun of bricks and rivets and lime. Built a tower, now it's done, brother, can you spare a dime? Oh, once in khaki suits, a gee, we look swell, doing that Yankee doodly-doo bear. 500,000 boots marching through hell, and I was a kid with a drum. Say, don't you remember you called me Al? It was Al all the time. Don't you remember you were my pal? Brother, can you spare a dime? Oh, once in khaki suits, a gee, we look swell, doing that Yankee doodly-doo bear. 500,000 boots a marching through hell, and I was the kid with the drum. Say, don't you remember you called me out? It was Al all the time. Don't you remember you were my pal? Buddy, can you spare a dime? Don't you remember you were my pal? Buddy, can you spare a dime? I want to send this out to Ann. Been so long since I belong here, ever since I lost my way. That was when I still had something left for me to say unto you. Just to see your smile, laugh and look at me now, as you held me tight in the morning. It's been so long since I felt at home in the mirror. Was the time I once came running down the street we used to live. That was when I still had something special left for me to give unto you. Just to see your smile, laugh and look at me now, when you held me tight in the morning. Been so long since I felt at home in a mirror. So I got some bad news yesterday because, well, I mean, it was just sad news. One of my favorite folk singers and songwriters, Nancy Griffith, passed away. And she'd had some health problems, really dating back probably 20 years. But she had such a profound influence on my life. And on my musical taste and the way I think about folk songs and harmony singing. And as you know, I mean, the Doobie Decibel System and Moon Alice have played a song that I learned from her. She didn't write it, Tom Paxton wrote it, but she wrote what I thought was the definitive. She sang the definitive version of it for me. And I'm going to do that now just to honor her. I'm actually going to do a couple songs to honor her because she's just, you know, she left behind incredible legacy. If you don't know her music, I really strongly recommend you check it out.
It's a long and dusty road, it's a hot and heavy load. Folks I meet ain't always kind. Some are bad, some are good, some have done the best they could, some have tried to ease my troubling mind. And I can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound. Been wandering through this land, just doing the best I can, trying to find what I was meant to do. People that I see look as worried as can be, and it looks like they're a wandering too. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound. I had a little girl one time, she had lips like sherry wine. I loved her so my head just went insane. I was too blind to see she was drifting away from me. That good gal riding off on the morning train. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound. I had me a buddy back home, he started out to roam. Here she is out by the Frisco Bay. Times when I've had a few, her old voice comes ringing through. I'm gonna see her someday. I can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound. If you see me passing by, I ain't sit and you wonder why, and you wish you were a rambler too. Now your shoes to the kitchen floor, just lace them up and bar the door. Thank your stars for the roof that's over you. I can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. I can't help but wonder where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound. Elvis played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? Goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, baffled king, composing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to your kitchen chair, she broke your throat, she cut your hair. From your lips she drew the hallelujah. 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 Baby, I've been here before. I know this room. I've walked the floor. You know I lived alone before I knew you. I've seen your flag on the marble arch. Love is not a victory march, it's a code, it's a broken hallelujah. 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 You say I took the name in vain. I don't even know the name, and if I did, well, really, what's it to you? There's a blaze of light in every word. It doesn't matter which you heard, the holy or the broken. Hallelujah. 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 I did my best, wasn't much. I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. Told the truth, didn't mean to fool ya. And even though it all went wrong, I knew before the Lord a song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
So Delta's been an issue for the live music business. You know, basically bands are, I don't think they are particularly vulnerable for, for getting it from fans, but because they're traveling all the time, because they're often packed together, that if any of them does get it, then it gets really, really dangerous. And we know some folks who in fact have been infected and gotten really sick from Delta, folks who are fully vaccinated. And so, and again, that is what you'd expect. I mean, this is a really nasty thing, and the percentage of people getting sick among the vaccinated is pretty much what you'd expect, from the overall distribution. And most of them aren't getting particularly sick. Very few hospitalizations and fewer deaths. So the vaccines are clearly working, but we're getting disrupted again. And we've had, this week we had 3 shows that were canceled, and we're probably not done. So if you haven't heard, we had a September 3rd show that was going to be at Freight and Salvage in Berkeley. So that was going to be an indoor show. So that one really did have to go. And then the June Lake Festival that was going to be a week later at June Lake. That's been postponed until next year. And Hardly Strictly Bluegrass will not be able to use the park in San Francisco. And they're trying to put something together so they can have an event, but they're going to have to downsize it, and we're going to be one of the bands that almost certainly doesn't get to play because of that. Now, we still do have some shows coming up, all outdoors, and we would encourage you, if you are vaccinated and if you're willing to wear a mask, to please attend. So on the 20th, we're going to be up in Cloverdale. It's a free show outdoors in the town park. And Cloverdale's a beautiful town, in Mendocino County, but not that far north. So that's going to be really fun. We have 2 sets. So we're going to get to play a lot of music. You'll get to hear a lot of things that we haven't been playing in the other shows because they're shorter. Then Labor Day weekend, we still have 3 shows scheduled. On the 2nd, we're going to be playing in Santa Rosa at the KRSH Crush radio station. That's a free outdoor show. On Saturday, the 4th, we're going to play at Terrapin Crossroads outdoors. We're paired, this is effectively the makeup from the April 19th, 2020 show that was canceled by the first quarantine. And so we're playing with Stu Allen at Mars Hotel. That should be an amazing night. And again, that's outdoors. We're playing first. And then on Sunday the 5th, we'll be at Bottle Rock. And we still have scheduled the Ain't Necessarily Dead Fest in Auburn, which I want to say is like the Saturday, maybe the 17th of September, something like that. All the dates are on our website. We would strongly encourage you to, again, make sure you're vaccinated and please wear a mask. I think you should be wearing a mask pretty much anytime you're encountering people these days, at least until this thing passes. I mean, the good news is that most of these variants last about 50 days. And we're not quite sure what the starting date for this one is in California, but by the middle of September, we should be well down the backside of it, if not gone completely. So keep your fingers crossed. We're still hoping in October to play. We have the Fox Theater in Redwood City reserved for, I guess it's the 3rd Saturday in October. And, big light show. We'll basically do the same thing we did for the live stream for Twitch, only this time for people. And that will be absolutely a vax required show. And again, we would encourage everybody who's there to mask up. So let's hope, that by then things have calmed down a lot and we can do that. But this thing's serious, so please take good care of yourself.
Bought them for you. Graceless lady, you know who I am. You know I can't let you decided to show me the same. No sweeping exit, hard off stage line, make me feel bitter. Treat you unkind. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. Wild, wild horses couldn't drag me away. I know I dreamed you sitting and alive. I have my freedom. I don't have much time. Fate has been broken. Tears must be cried. Let's do some living after we die. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. Wild, wild horses, we'll ride them someday. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. Wild, wild horses, we'll ride them someday.
So we're in this weird thing, right, where we thought we were out of the woods, and we're clearly not. Delta's clearly, gnarly, and I think it's fair to say that the CDC and the medical profession did a really poor job of communicating that, this was something we needed to worry about and prepare for, and so we've taken a already difficult situation and made it worse. But, if you're watching this, you're probably somebody who feels like looking out for your fellow women and men is a really good idea, and so you're probably vaccinated, and you probably wear a mask, and as a consequence, I just want to tell you how much I love you. I think you guys are just totally awesome. This is a difficult time, and it's a moment in history, and it's something we're living through, and, Anne's always saying, hard to believe that we're living through this time, because it's incredibly uncommon to have something like this over the last 100 years in the United States. But here we are. This is our lives. This is our time. And so let's make the most of it. Anyway, I wrote this song when I thought things were beginning to look up.
Warning came from Wuhan, half a world away. 1,000 died in Bergamo, billions start to pray. When it hit America, he said it wouldn't stay. Don't leave home, it won't last long, it will go away. Life transformed in quarantine, Netflix, pods and Zoom. Reconnect with long lost friends, sunlight cuts the gloom. Springtime turned to summer, summer turned to fall. The death toll just kept rising, soon we hit a wall. Then came the election, followed by the lie. A bloody insurrection, the founding fathers cry. Endless months in quarantine, Netflix, pods and Zoom. Hanging on, the sunlight cuts the gloom. Millions in denial because their leader lied. Essential workers working, way too many died. It started putting shots in arms as winter turned to spring. 500,000 lost and gone, every day we sing. Waiting on the miracle vaccine. Masks and social distance, life in quarantine. Someday this will be over, who knows what life will bring. Reconnect with what was lost, and every day we'll sing. Someday this will be over, who knows what life will bring. Reconnect with what was lost, and every day we'll sing. Reconnect with what was lost, and every day we'll sing. And every day we'll sing. Pat were hanging on a bench outside the gig, sipping feisty Java. Street lights played a jig. The road is smoking stogies, passing to and fro. This show won't be over till the fat lady does some blow. We're old school, baby. We're old school all the way. Sun goes near the horizon, you know we'll hit the stage and play. So me and Pat were driving to find a post-show meal. We're hoping for some Turkish, it's not a real big deal. Finally stopped at Denny's for coffee and a pie. Tasted just like yesterday. We can tell you why, 'cause we're old school, baby. We're old school all the way. play. Well, me and Pat was singing like a couple cats in heat. We hoped to find a kitty whose looks we couldn't beat. We thought we'd find a founder. It wasn't really true. We were choking on a hairball and gagged till we turned blue, 'cause we're old school, baby. We're old school all the way. 'Cause when the sun goes neath the horizon, you know we'll hit the stage and play. Well, me and Pat were looking to find a brand new gig. We're in it for the money, we hope the money's big. Then the man came down on us, we wouldn't say, just stood and glared at us until we start to play. 'Cause we're old school, baby. We're old school all the way. 'Cause when the sun goes neath the horizon, you know we'll hit the stage and play. 'Cause when the sun goes neath the horizon, you know we'll hit the stage and play.
I want to send this next one out to my good friend Perrin Giles.
When I think of heaven, deliver me in a black wing bird. I think of flying down into a sea, pens and feathers, and all the other instruments of faith and sex and God in the belly of a black winged bird. Don't try to feed me, 'cause I've been here before. I deserve a little more. I belong in the service of the Queen. I belong anywhere but in between. She's been crying, I've been thinking, I am the Rain King. And I said, Mama, 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 why am I so alone? I can't go outside, I'm scared I might not make it home. I'm alive, but I'm sinking in. If there's anyone at home at your place, darling, why don't you invite me in? Don't try to plead me, 'cause I've been there before. I deserve a little more. I belong in the service of the Queen. I belong anywhere but in between. She's been crying and I've been sinking. I am the Rain King. Hey, I only want the same as anyone. Henderson is waiting for the a black winged bird. Don't try to bleed me, 'cause I've been here before. I deserve a little more. I belong in the service of the Queen. I belong anywhere but in between. She's been dying and I've been drinking. I am the Rain King. I am the Rain King. I am the Rain King.
All right, I'm going to close it up with a song I wrote that, again, this one's for Ann. And again, I'd encourage y'all to look out for each other, right? I think we're going to need it for who knows how long, right? So might as well start right now.
When I was young, well, I was also poor. Luck was bad, and I could never score. Every day was strange, then my fortunes changed. Fell in love like never before. Fell in love when you first walked through that door. And every day I love you more and more. More and more and more. More and more and more. Every day I love you more and more. When I look at you, I can't believe you're real. 'Cause in every way you are my ideal. I'm living in a dream, weed and wine and ice cream. You have to know how great you make me feel. I fell in love when you first walked through that door. And every day I love you more and more. More and more and more. More and more and more. Every day I love you more and more. Can't pretend to be until you can see through me like glass. My cards are facing up again. You always know what's up again. When I'm out of line, you're there to kick my ass. I was saying, darling, I fell in love. First walk through that door. And every day I love you more and more. More and more and more. More and more and more. Every day I love you more and more. More and more and more. More and more and more. Every day I love you more and more.
Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll be back next Saturday. And we'll be up in Cloverdale on the 20th. We'll be at KRSH, Crush Radio, outdoor concert in Santa Rosa on the 2nd of September. We will be at Terrapin Crossroads with Stu Allen and Mars Hotel on the 4th of September. We will be at Bottle Rock on the 5th of September. We'll be at the Ain't Necessarily Dead Festival a couple weeks after that on Saturday in Auburn. And we hope you'll mark your calendars with all that stuff. And knock wood, we hope all those shows will come off. Anyway, love you all. Thank you to Patrick Spohr for putting this on. And we'll see you again next week. Take care. Bye-bye.